Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 17. We're currently playing as King Leudolf of Bavaria, the son of King Otto of Bavaria, formerly Duke of Brunswick, formerly Duke of Saxony. And we're really just waiting on a child, preferably a son. Our wife would like to become Spy Master. We're going to work on that, somewhat, because, while I still have the game paused, I was looking at the technology screen before I began recording, and you can see from the little cogs we're only getting progress is the word I'm looking for there. We're only getting progress on naturally developing castle infrastructure, town infrastructure, trade practices, tolerance, majesty, and the free customs. Nothing military. The reason for that, reason why we're developing a little bit, is because some of our neighbours have higher tech levels than us, so we're getting a bit of a spread sort of thing going on. And we're getting a bit of a bonus from the cultural one, from our Demesdy. Still don't know how to pronounce that properly. But also, because we have a terrible learning stat, we don't get points nearly as fast as we would like. So we can't bolster them up with investment. So, and because we really want this military organization one to come up. So, what we're going to do is we're going to reassign our Spy Master from discovering plots, because it seems like there's not too many plots to discover, or there are lots and we haven't discovered them. Either way, he's not helping us. So we're going to send him to study technology somewhere. Now, we don't just want to dump him back down in Prusa, down here in the Byzantine Empire, this province here, which is where we've been dumping him previously, because we specifically want a gun for military organization. So we click on this blue field and find the whitest province that we can. I know, racism, right? So it appears that there are 3 or 4 candidates for this. The first one is, what's this? Vaspurakan of Armenia. I think that's Armenia, yes. The Kingdom of Armenia? No, the Duchy of Armenia, which is quite big for a duchy. It's not too bad. Other options? All in the Byzantine Empire, these ones. Laodicea? Laodica? Yeah, it'll do. Constantinople itself? Or Demetrius. Now, I think this one is a little bit better, but you can see here, if we mouse over it, it actually shows us the tech level. So they've got 2 bars and a little bit. Constantinople only has 2 bars. Demetrius has under 2 bars, and Vaspurakan only has 2 bars. Additionally, Vaspurakan isn't all that good in any of the other militaries, or, well, they're better than us, but, you know, most of the other techs. Let's just have another look down here. Yeah, whereas Laodica is pretty much over us in everything. So we're going to get our man, Duke Wilhelm of Austria, and send him to study technology in Laodicea. And now, we're getting progress in everything except for improved keeps. And you can see here, so we're getting 5.4% chance of progress per year in military organization. We don't care about shipbuilding. Siege equipment is coming along real slowly. We're not getting anything in cavalry. We're getting a little bit in both of the infantries. We're getting a lot in castle infrastructure. Not so much in church infrastructure. We don't care about trade practices, and we don't really care too much about construction. And we're getting a lot. Legalism isn't going up too well, but these ones, tolerance, majesty, and the customs actually have huge percentages of like over 10%. We can further try and increase this by sending our marshal to research military tech in our capital, sending our steward to research economy tech in the capital, and by sending our chaplain to research cultural tech in the capital. You can put them in other provinces, but I I think the capital is the best place for us at this stage in time because it's what we base all of our stuff off. Unfortunately, oh, the Prince Bishop of Bremen would definitely be a better choice. It's just that he doesn't like us because of reasons, and those reasons are honestly fair enough. He does want to be chaplain though, and that would give us 22. I don't think that the chaplain gets much of a like, if your spy master doesn't like you, you are in for a world of hurt. Like, just an amazing world of hurt, because, well, he's your spy master. If he's plotting against you, you're straight up fucked. So, let's appoint Ludwig. Now he only dislikes us a little bit. And we're going to send him to research cultural tech in the capital. Let's see what effects that's had. 22.1, that's up from about 10.9. It's basically more than doubled it. You can see the Chancellor gives a 105% bonus. Plus 105, that is. And that's to everything. Everything is sitting up, except for legalism, for reasons. I keep on having this little irritant in the back of my throat whenever I record. We'll deal with that, though. But yeah, see, that's amazing. And we'd get similar things for military. However, currently our Marshal is training troops. So he's increased the levy size of Oberbayern by 35%. Which is something like 300 men. We got to keep him there. We can't... well, we're not involved in a war just yet, so... Yes, you know what? We'll assign him to increase the military tech. And let's have a look. Yeah, that's almost doubled it because he only gives us 70%. Because there's really nobody better for the job except for Guntram. And Guntram would get another point of Marshal. Grats, Guntram. You are now researching military tech, and he is providing a 75% bonus. That will shortly increase. There we go. Because it takes a little bit of time for his ambition to fulfill. But now he's providing an 80% bonus. And we can do the same with our steward, but then we would have to give up the 35% extra tax from Munchen. We could get a better steward, but we'd have to have someone with an even more of a negative penalty against us. Malbride here. We might look into trying to get a better steward. So, you know what? Last time I said most of the game was about waiting. We still need to do some waiting, so let's just start up the timer. See, we're currently getting 7.02 gold per month. That won't drop too much. Yeah, we're getting messages about the characters that we're monitoring. That won't drop too much, considering things. Another message from the guys we're monitoring. I think when I'm about 30, I will be in a position to increase the Crown Authority. So that's a while off. Excuse me. That's quite a while off. The Pope is fairly indifferent towards us, which isn't a bad thing. What you want to do is make sure that you don't have the Pope doesn't have a negative opinion of you. If he does, then people can call for your excommunication, and that's never a good thing. Yes, more information from these people. I only care when he dies. I don't care about what he does before that or anything like that. Anyway, we were looking into councillors. We would like to find somebody with a good stewardship skill. Don't get me wrong, 14 is pretty good, but I want somebody with like a 20. So, come down here to find characters. We're going to search our realm. Okay, so, we've ordered them by stewardship, and we can see that there are a few people with above 14. Not many. Our wife is one of them, but she can't be a steward because she's our wife. We could make her a spy master. Okay, let's see. Brynhild is 18. We can't make her a steward because she's a female. She's Midas touched, attractive, homosexual, charitable, proud, honest, shy, and just. Yet she wants a daughter. She's married to the Count of Steiermark. Yeah, we probably couldn't get her anyway. The stewards of Plauen and Passau have very good abilities here. Let's just check why they don't like us. Yeah, no real reasons. Some of them have. I think Okatar here would like us more. So let's see if we can invite Okatar Arabonan, to our realm. So conduct diplomacy, invite to court. No, because he likes his current liege too much, and there's no real reason for him to move. That's fine. It's also kind of a pain in the ass. So now we search all instead of just searching our realm. Now the problem here is this gives us people from all over the damn map. For example, Chad Singh here, the mayor of Banbor. 24 stewardship. I think part of that is because of his... No? He's Hindu. We can't get him. He doesn't like us. There's no way in hell that we would get him. The Queen of Scotland's pretty good. But yeah, she's Norse and she's the Queen of Scotland. She wouldn't move. Carlotte, a quarter in Stackholt. Stalek? Sorry, Stackholt? She's German. She doesn't particularly like us, but she is Catholic. Let's see if we can get her here. Invite to court. No, she has no reason to move. Let's give her a reason. We're going to arrange a marriage between her and... Let's see, do we want her to reproduce? She doesn't have any genetic traits, but, well, as I mentioned, she's very good at stewardship, so getting her to reproduce wouldn't be too bad of a thing, so let's... She's the heir to the barony of Starlac. Really? Who is this guy? Baron Matthias of Starlac. He is... Where's his stuff? In here? Fowls? Yeah, so he is. Okay, so she's really not important. She's the daughter of a baron of an independent count. So let's just find her again. There she is. We're going to arrange a marriage between her and Morgan. No, we'd prefer a matrilineal marriage. Well, Morgan isn't anybody important from what I remember, so let's just check that out. He is my rival. He doesn't particularly like me. He's not a noble, well, he is a noble technically because he's got a noble family name and a crest. He's House McGirrick. But he's not very important. He's not really good at anything, and he hates me. Really hates me. This could result in the woman here, Carlotte, because we're going to enter into a matrilineal marriage here. Could result in him going there instead of her coming here. But you know what? We can afford to lose this guy. So we'll get a message about that in a few days. And we'll be able to determine who's gone where. I think he'll leave the court, but that's seriously not too much of an issue. High Chief Zistibor the Just has declared the Sorbian conquest of Plizen on King Aldrich of Great Moravia. We are never going to be able to declare on this guy. He's always at war with pagans. And yep, you can see he's gotten up a few bros here. Yep, so he left the court. He is now in Starlac. And he's lost a lot of the opinion malice against us, but he still doesn't like us. So yep, that's great. That's a cool story. Still can't invite her to court. That's no. I'm not concerned by that. I'm really not concerned. Oh boy. A son was born to Prince Agnes of Bavaria and an unknown father named Luitpold. So, you can see here, Luitpold, Littlefinger, as opposed to Luitdolf, Littlefinger, who is me, is still a member of House Littlefinger, but instead of having a red tiered blood drop here, he's got a black teardrop. That indicates that he is a bastard of the dynasty. And, yep, that gives a -1 diplomacy modifier for him, and other bastards like him a bit more. Because, hey, you gotta stick together when you're a bastard, right? So, the aim of that, getting a steward, or if we want to be correct, she wouldn't have been able to be a steward anyway because she was a woman. That didn't quite work out for us, so let's have another little looky down here. We're looking for men who are stewards. Here's the chief, and who don't hold titles. So you know what, we're going to come up here and try and restrict it a little bit more. Gender, men. In prison, no. Married, no. Actually, you know what, I don't care if they're married, so any. Rulers, I don't want them to be rulers, so we click no on that. We want them to be my religion, yes. We want them to be my culture, yes. We want them to be an adult. We do not want them to be of a great house. So, now we have dramatically shortened the list, and it's still arranged based on stewardship. Unfortunately, most of these people are already stewards. So we're going to try and find one who actually likes us a little bit. So Udo here does like us. Let's see if we can get him on song. He's 62 years of age though, so, you know, really. He's probably very loyal to his liege. He is not very loyal to his liege at all. Invite him to court? No. See, he has no reason to move. A reason to move might be if he had some claims that we could potentially push for him. Oh, let's just have a little look through. Gottschalk here hates his liege. We could... see? It's just not quite there. Maybe if we send him some money, but we need to overcome 5 negative points here. We currently have 2. Sending people money usually gets you 1 point. So that's nowhere near it. Okay, let's have a look at Lutbert. He doesn't have any titles or anything like that. Yeah, he won't come along either. He likes his liege way too much. Werner doesn't like his liege. He's indifferent towards us. And yeah, same thing as everybody else. We're really not in a position to just invite people. So we just hold off on that for a bit. Yeah, you know, we're going to set this guy to researching economy tech. This is interesting. Nope, there we go. I was about to say it's interesting that the King of Hungary hasn't been called into the Sorbian conquest of, what, Plzeň, I think it was. Was it Plzeň? Yeah, Plzeň. What's that part of? It's part of the Duchy of Bohemia. This could be quite interesting. But yeah, he's just called the king in. And we've just built a castle town in Wittelsbach. You can see our monthly income has actually gone down. And that's because we took the steward off gathering tax duty. So, why is Groningen so... Groningen isn't doing too well because it got looted by Vikings at some stage. So what we can take from that is land-based duchies are better than coastal ones if you are in this region of the world where you get raided by Vikings. Though, I'll be honest, when I play as Vikings, I'm raiding down here. In this lovely little province here. As long as you have, you know, about 2,000 men, you sack Rome and you just get so much money out of it. It's ridiculous. My beloved sister Berta is concerned that she is still not married. I will find her someone nice. Why doesn't she like me? Oh, 'cause she's a bitch. And here I was hoping she'd take the vows. Now, she has a lot of claims, including a weak claim on Bavaria that can be inherited. Unless I can find her a matrilineal marriage, I'm going to have to get her to take some vows. She's also depressed. But she's pretty good at what she does, which is diplomacy. So, now this is interesting. We could get an alliance out of this stuff. Because she's a sister. Like, she's a full-blooded sister. She's not, you know, anything weird like a half-sister's uncle's aunt or something. We could marry her to the King of France, and he'd go along with it, but it wouldn't be a matrilineal marriage. Yeah, see, because he's the damned king. It would give us an alliance for some time, though. And we'd be marrying into House Carling. It's... The other issue is that she is... Even though she's depressed and has a -5 fertility, she's got lustful, which is +20, and she's got grey eminence, which is another 10. So all up, she's at +25% fertility. We're going to find a commoner for her to marry. So we click rank, click it again to reverse it, and we can see some of the things that we've got here. This is mainly because we want a matrilineal marriage. Let's try this guy. Okay, so we will get -200 prestige from this, because we're marrying some baron's son. Let's just have another little quick look at him. Yes, so he's fertile, +15, and ambitious, but more importantly, he has a nice high stewardship, and he wants to become a steward. Now, if you remember back to like a moment ago, let's just say that we're going to find us someone nice. We were going to try and find a steward. We've just found one. Assuming that in 12 days they okay this. Where are we? Down here. Today my half-brother Guntram asked me for a fief of his own to govern. So, yeah, we either arrange it and then eventually like quickly give him a fief, because like a castle, because otherwise he'll be all pissed off at us. Or we can say that he's not ready and get a bit of an opinion malice against us. I'll promise to arrange it with him, I think. And you see, he's got that because he wants to be granted a title. I don't really have much in the way of anything to give away, though. I mean, I guess I could give away something up north. But I do want Guntram to remain in my my realm, like as Marshal, because the next Marshal down, yeah, only has 14, and we actually sacked him. So he's not too happy with us. He's not ready. And that's probably going to give him a little opinion modifier against us. No! That's odd. Where's that marriage message? Here we are. Peace be with you. I have decided to accept your suggestion that Princess Berta and Jasper get married. All children of the union will be of her dynasty. Good. And he has arrived at my court. Okay. So, he wants to be steward, does he? We'll make him steward. And there we go. 20. We'll send him to research economy tech. Off he goes. That's a plus 100% bonus. So we're doubling it. And yeah, that's great. He doesn't like us too much. I mean, 19 isn't bad. He's only a steward though, it doesn't matter. The important ones are your Chancellor, your Marshal, and your Spy Master. Particularly this goddamn bitch here, this Spy Master. If he doesn't like you, I cannot emphasize enough how much of a problem you are in. Like, just saying. If your Spy Master doesn't like you, you may just die. Not entirely randomly, but you know. Okay, so why can't he call him in? Because he cannot join any of the current wars, because he's already part of a war. However, he now really does not like the kid. He's 65 years old. King Arpad has a -16 opinion of High Chief Zistabor and a -17 opinion of me. What's the Chancellor doing? Approving opinion in Innsbruck. Right, because of a Duchess. I don't think we have to do that anymore because she's already voting for us. Or for our preferred heir. Alright, we're going to send our Chancellor over to Estegom here to improve relations with the King. That should work despite the fact that the King is currently leading troops up here. I noticed that earlier, and if we can check that out actually. We go to his thing, it says he's leading troops in Brennerberg, which is this province here. So he's somewhere in this army. That's fine. Because we've sent our Chancellor to his capital, that should work for us. The Lothringian revolt ended at some stage. I'm not sure whether I covered that in the last episode, but it's over. We couldn't really have taken much advantage of it at the time. Money's up a little bit. Our knowledge of improved keeps in Nidabayan increased to level 1. What did that even let us do? Let's see. Improved keeps level 1 gives you the fortifications. Crap. Needs to happen, because you need that to, continue on. Can we take the Barony of Andex off this guy yet? Nope. Oh, he's there? No. Wilhelma von Andex is. What happens after she dies? Gisela von Andex gets it. Well, he won't be making any more children while he's in jail. You don't get, conjugal visits? You don't get those in 896. No, you'll be lucky if you get chained to a wall. That's as close to sex as you're going to get in my dungeons. Let's let that one sink in for a little bit while I just click around here. We've still got these factions. They're really not important. I do find it amusing that the Count of Gelre has managed to get more men than the Duke of Bavaria. Duke/court jester. He's infirm. He's going to die at some stage anyway. We're alright. And when he dies, who takes over? Ernst, the Marshal of Bavaria, who is content. So that's good. I mean, he's still going to get penalties against us because we hold these two places, but being content is good for us. And yeah, once again, the Hungarian armies are just slaughtering the Great Moravians. It's almost a pity, really. I mean, I don't particularly want the Sorbians to get more powerful, but this little alliance that he's keyed up with the King of Hungary is just huge for him. I mean, it's good that the king doesn't like him anymore, because if we can get the king to like us, which we could honestly do really quickly by sending him 240 gold. Come on. That's not something we're going to be doing. But the other advantage of the tribe of Sorbs taking land is if they take Plzeň, they'll have 2 of the 5 pieces of the Duchy of Bohemia. We can take both of those in a holy war. It'd be better if you got 3, because then we could take all 3 of them in a holy war, grab the Duchy of Bohemia off someone. If it's held by someone, it's held by this guy. But we could usurp it off this guy if we had 3 of the provinces, because you need to own more than half. And at that stage, what we would do is then we would get de jure claims on the other 2, so we'd take those. And then we might be able to do something about taking Moravia itself. And then Great Moravia. That's odd. This is actually... Oh, no, I was on the Independent Realms map. That's why I was confused there for a moment. Or, instead of Moravia, because that's not actually a title, we would be taking, like, one that you can usurp, I believe. Let's just check that out. Yeah, see, it's a tribal title. So, while we could probably... Actually, no, we can't usurp it because it doesn't have any de jure vassals, because it's tribal. So if we click that, nothing. What we would be doing is forming the Kingdom of Bohemia. See, if we just click here and go to the county, check that box. See, it changes what's up here. See, currently, the County of Hradec is part of the Duchy of Moravia, which is part of the Kingdom of Great Moravia. If we click the de jure tag, the County of Hradec is de jure part of the Duchy of Moravia, which is de jure part of the Kingdom of Bohemia, which is de jure part of the Wendish Empire. We click here, we can see nobody holds the Kingdom of Bavaria. That's what you need to do to get it. You need to have at least 5 of the 8 counties that it lists there, as well as have 200 piety and 392 gold. And it gives you 400 prestige for forming it. And that's part of the Wendish Empire, which is just huge. We're not trying to look at the Wendish Empire at this stage, we're looking at the Holy Roman Empire, which, let's check out what we need to do for that. Okay, so there are a couple of things. This is how to create it without the decision, or the event. We'll go with that in a moment. So we need to hold at least 2 kingdoms. I believe that there are more than 2 kingdoms. Yes, so we'd go grab Bavaria and either Lotharingia, Frisia, or East Francia. That's not too bad of an issue. You need 400 piety. You need to pay 588 gold. And you don't need to control 51%. You need to control 80% of the countries. So let's see. We currently have 22% with 15 of 65. So, if I've got this right... Whoops, I mistyped that into my calculator. You need to have 54 of the 67 de jure... Yeah, like the de jure lands. This would give you 800 prestige. Yeah, we don't have that at the moment. And you can see here that this Kingdom of Frisia is red. That means it doesn't currently exist. And let's just keep that timer going. The event to form the Holy Roman Empire is a little bit easier. You need to be king of East Francia. You need to be a king of some other realm. So basically 2 kings. You need to have 1000 prestige and a realm size of 220. And that also implements elective monarchy in the realm, which... I don't know, we'll have to see how it goes for us here in Bavaria, because we're currently running under elective monarchy, which I'm trying to change. But it also says the Kingdom of Bavaria is forfeit, so that may mean that we just have to give up the Kingdom of Bavaria to become emperor. Which, you know, that's kind of fair enough. So there are 2 ways we can go about doing that, that we've just covered. I wonder what our next purchase should be. We could buy a militia training ground here, so... Well, what can we get down here in Oberbayern in a moment? Another militia training ground or barracks? Or we can hold on and grab the Duchy of Gelre. We might do that. That will give us a little bit extra prestige, because currently we're only holding one of the 2 duchies that we could hold. It's a little strange. I mean, it's supposed to be there so that you actually have to have dukes, because otherwise you could just rule everything. But you can hold as many kingdoms as you want. Okay, yep, it looks like... Yeah, we don't care about these messages. Basically, the Sorbians took Pleasant. And we're getting a bunch of messages about that. So, let's see if he can still call... He can still call the guy into war. And also the High Chief of Yatviag. So we're really kind of banking on our Chancellor being a bro and helping us out here, and getting us a bit more opinion. That would be really nice. Okay. This could be bad. Or it could just be normal. You know, this happens sometimes. I don't feel too well. Something is wrong with me. I am burning up with fever, my nose is running, and my head feels as if someone is banging something hard against it. Please kill me. I get the ill trait, which is -2 health, most importantly. -1 martial and -10% fertility. Yeah, so, that's not great. particularly considering we're still trying to knock our wife up. Fortunately, Guntram is married to this stellar woman, the heir to the Duchy of Tyrol. So yeah, hopefully he does his thing, because he is our nominated heir, and he's actually a pretty decent king, except for the cruel trait. He's patient, temperate, just, and gregarious. He's got a lot of nice stats, and his wife's pretty average. Valendian conquest of... Yep, okay, so this guy lost another province. And he's still got one sitting there. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this guy here, not the Sorbian king, but this guy is attacking him for this place. So what I was saying earlier about the Holy War to take Bohemia, that could actually be a thing that we do fairly shortly. Okay, so false alarm. The fever is gone and my nose is dry. The headache is long gone and I feel alive once again. We lose the ill trait. We had the sniffles and everybody was, oh, panic! Panic, the king has the sniffles. Fucking Dark Ages medicine. So we've also got a bit more of a border with Sorbia. Well, I say Sorbia, and there's what we wanted. King Arpad's opinion of King Lloydolf has changed by 30 for 4 years, so he now has a positive opinion of me. Now how that works is this guy, minus 16, but he likes us. So he likes us by about, what, 29 points. It's still debatable over whether he'll call him into war. I don't think that he will, but it's a hell of a gamble to take. Mainly because, well, Hungary, let's just have a look at this. Order it by army. Oh, Hungary has less troops in the Byzantine Empire now. Only 11,000. That is still significantly more than we have. By, what, 4 times or something? Get rid of that. Yeah, maybe about 3 times, if we count all of our vassal stuff in. Yeah, so we still can't declare on this guy, because we would need to pay 100 piety to be able to do it. So that's annoying. And also, I mean, it'd be nice to do, but it's just that 100 piety cost, and we gain piety so slowly because we're cynical. I guess we keep on getting messages about these two guys because they're rulers and they're doing things. We barely get any messages about Ada here, who is coincidentally ill and cruel. One of our mayors died, that's fine. We don't have to worry about that. How many troops do the Sorbians have? I'm gonna guess around 2,000. I'm always guessing around 2,000. There we are, Sorbs, 2,200. So, in a straight up fight, we can probably take the Sorbians. If they call in Hungary, we're dead. Well, not dead, we just lose the war. And if we lose the war, what happens? Well, it's going to be a holy war. If we lose the war, we lose piety, we lose prestige, we lose a lot of money. It actually puts us in debt, which is a bad thing. So we would probably have to just pay, like, hire the Jews again, or whatever that was. We definitely can't vassalize the guy. Look at all those negatives. That's massive. Oh, it's kind of funny, actually. I don't think we can vassalize the Duke of Slavonia either. There's a few less negatives down there, though. We really do need to reconnect our lands. Like, that's definitely a thing. Is he at war with anybody? The king, the High Chief, is not at war with anybody. Jeez. That's one we want to do. It does split their realm in two, but I don't care about their realm. But it is what we want to do because it will connect us back up with Saxony. I'd really like another opinion boost out of this guy. Pope's dead. Got a new pope. Let's have a look at... Okay, so he still doesn't like us. They usually won't like us because we're cynical. The church does not like cynical individuals. I wouldn't mind losing it. It's not really doing anything for us. A little bit of intrigue, but you know. A son! A son is all that I ask for, woman. Come on! I know I'm not bald or anything, but, you know, I've got this lovely double chin. You should be attracted to that, right? Jihad for Armenia! The great Sunni Caliph Al-Mu'taz has decided to call a jihad against the Kafirs. Kafirs? That means like foreign lords or something. In the Kingdom of Armenia, he urges all righteous Sunni Muslims to take up arms against the depraved Duke Ashot V of Armenia for the glory of Islam. Allah is merciful. That's quite honestly no concern of ours. If we just check out down here, this is Armenia here. It's run by this guy. He's Orthodox. He currently has a jihad against him, as well as something about a war against a Khan of Khazaria. So what happens there? We're not involved in this war from this guy here. He's the guy who called it. He's got a really nice set of stats there. He's cynical, but whatever. Except for his martial ability, so that could be a problem for him. But basically, let's just check on the religion tab. Anything here that is dark green... Oh, the Shia turned up. Cool. Anything here that is dark green can join in against this guy. Against Armenia. Any one of them. Just join in. And, yeah, so unless he gets some allies, which the Byzantines should support him. Because you can see the Byzantines are also Orthodox, so they should jump in as well. And if they do that, they should win. Because the Byzantines have a lot of men. But it's the Orthodox Church. I'm Catholic, you know. Who cares? This is really a tough decision to make just because of this bastard down here. This Tangri motherfucker. Oh, and he's such a good commander as well. It doesn't even matter that he's a coward. It's all cancelled out by his huge martial stat. We can't off him. Let's just see, what was the reason? Jaromir, so this guy. Oh, the King of Litomeric, isn't that interesting? Or the Chief of Litomeric. Fuck it, we gotta do this. We have to do this. Messian, go. This is just something we have to do. Raise everybody. Okay, you guys need to get into that army there. You guys to there. What are you guys doing? You guys can come down here. You guys should back off a little bit to there. Okay, so you can see here we've raised a lot of armies, including an army of one. One of our mayors has sent us some dude with a shield and an axe. And this guy said there's a guy with a shield and axe and a guy who managed to string a bow. That's wonderful. Now the problem is we can reassign ourselves, but I don't want to. I don't want to because we're an exceptional commander. But we are going to try and keep an eye on ourselves. Okay, so he's gathering his troops to Lizika there. And hopefully... Let's check this. Okay, he can call both of them in. However, they have a better opinion of me than him, so I am hoping, really hoping, that he doesn't. Or that if he does, they refuse. We'll get messages about it if they do. Okay, so Chief Ratislaw of Ranna. This guy up here has joined in. I wasn't even aware that he was an ally. Ah, no, because it's a holy war. Right. Right, of course. Because it's a holy war, any of the Slavic guys may join in. You see here, while this says it's Slavic, anything with this pattern on it is actually held by a Norse ruler, so they won't join in. So all we're really looking at is little counties and things like that joining in if they do so. And I don't think the Slavic religion is too strong on the military side of things. Let's see. We have a low supply limit in the counties. That's not actually a thing because the counties... Well, that one we have a low supply limit at because it's a Slavic county. But you see, these three here are actually Catholic. They're just held by a Slavic guy. Sure, that's fine. Just gathering up these armies. Oh, now I'm leading the flank. That's alright. Leading the flank is actually better for us. Not because of our stats, but because the center column is where most of the casualties happen. The Chief of Pomerania has joined in. That's these guys up here. That's alright. As long as the Hungarian doesn't join in, we should be fine. We can't call anybody else into war. We may get somebody pop up and say, hey, I see you're kicking the shit out of some pagans. Can we join in? And we'll be like, yeah, go ahead, bros. That'd be awesome. It'd be really cool. That's probably unlikely to happen, but hey, it could happen. Probably not going to see the end of this war in this episode, but, you know, we'll see how we go. Okay, we can't replace Malbride, but let's pick somebody to go into the center column. The Duke of Gelre, or Gottschalk. No, Gottschalk's leading troops already. The Duke of the Count of Gelre. Wonderful. Let's go. How are we doing up here? Come on, boys. It's not a very big walk. Now, the reason why we can only replace some of these guys, there's a vassal levy penalty for having them raised. The reason why we can only raise some of these guys up, not raise, sorry, replace some. See, we can only replace Methodios, but we can't replace Gottschalk or Otto. That's because Methodios is leading one of our levies. And we are going to replace him with Victor. Okay, that's good. Let's go to Nisani. We're going to try to capture the place as quickly as we can. Somebody else joined in, the Chief of Dimon. This little county up here. So unimportant. Come on, boys, let's get this siege underway. And just to check, yeah, see, we're on the flank. We do a lot better with cavalry than we do with Lightfoot, but it's not such a big penalty because we have very high martial stat. So having us in charge of 199 cavalry, that's a good thing. Yeah. And the siege should begin now. Okay, so he has a significant army. That's more than I expected him to have. Luckily, if he wants to attack over the river, that's a penalty. And just checking out, yes, the terrain is hills. It means we're going to have a problem attacking him, though. We only just outnumber him. He is leading his army, which is a good idea because he's got a very good martial stat. He's got nothing which gives him any combat modifiers, so he's just running on that raw. Which, you know, that's fine. He can do that if he wants. Okay, let's just combine up all the armies. We're besieging this place rather swiftly. Also because he took his troops out. I really don't want to attack him. But I want this war to be over quick. So, let's have a look at our mercenary options. Yes, well, hiring an additional 2,000 guys would be quite good for us. The monthly cost would be a pain in the ass because we're only, like, we're paying a lot in our own army levies at this stage. So I want something cheap. The Lombard band only gives us an extra 1440. We can't hire the Swiss band because they're contracted out to Scotland. We could get the Bretons, the Catalans, the Saxons. The Bulgarians are pretty cheap. Shit, but cheap. We'll see how this goes. If this goes badly, we will just pay the Jews some money, or not pay the Jews some money. We'll take a loan from the Jews, which we can still do, right? Yes, we can still do that. And we'll use that to fund our war. But we're fine for now, because he's not moving. Well, that's a bad thing. Okay, he's getting reinforcements. We've got to hire some mercenaries now. Okay, so we're going to get some money from the Jews. There we are. We've borrowed money from the Jews. We now have 485. We still don't want to hire one of the huge guys. I mean, if we did, we could just go in there and smack over this army. But, you know. All we want are additional troops. So, let's see. Maybe we hire the Russians. We'd be losing 14... No, because that'd only give us 100. It'd give us about 10 months. 10 months worth of having them around. It would be broke by the end of it. Let's order them by strength, just real quick. I'm pretty sure they already were, but hey, can't hurt. The victuals are so expensive. That's ridiculous. Company of the Hat, maybe? These contadors. I forget who we hired last time. It might have been Berenger. Or was it the Navarrese company? Well, either way, that will give us, what, 260 or so gold left at the end of it, so that's 26 months. Because we're practically running on empty. He's not that good. Not liking that. We do need to hire mercenaries. It's a thing we have to do. They've got over the... only slightly by like 400 guys, but over the number of men that I have. What about the Pechenegs? No, they don't have any heavy infantry. They're all light cavalry and archers and shit. Ugh. German. That's kind of funny. To me. Oh, what about the Scots? Could hire a Scottish band. Yes, we're going to hire the Scottish band. He's pretty good. So, let's find the Scottish band. Where were they? There they were. Done. I believe the Scottish band comes with bagpipes. Get it? Band? Ho-ho! Anyway, they should be making their way up there, slowly recovering their morale as they go. Don't think he's going to call in the King of Hungary on us, which would be good. As soon as he calls the King of Hungary in on us, we're going to have to try to negotiate. And I'm glad that he either can't call him in or has realized that he can't. So yes, this has given us significantly more men. By what? 1,500 or so? So... Okay, he's moving. He's moving. He's moving for us. This is good. This is actually really, really good. I say that, it may go poorly for us. He only outnumbers us by 600 men. Our guys are going to get there in... Well, let's see, when's he getting there? The 22nd? Okay, 22nd. We get there on the 4th of May. This is good. This is very good, and I'll explain why, and then I think we'll end the episode and come back to the terrible results tomorrow. So, he's moving his forces across a big river, the Elbe. That's a massive penalty for him. Like, I think it's something in the order of 20 or 30%, like, strength penalty. We're sitting in hills. We get it, as you can see here, if a combat takes place here, the defender will get a defensive bonus. So we're going to get that. Now, I don't think he can see this army here. Let's just unpause it momentarily. If he stops moving... Yeah, okay, there we go. He can see it because of Pleasant. So, we've prevented that attack, unfortunately. I wonder if I send these guys over here. So we're going to keep the episode up a little bit longer because I just want to see if he attacks if we do that. See, as soon as these guys move into Bamberg, he can no longer see. Actually, no, he can because this is his damn county. It's just irritating. Let's just move them in. Yeah, so what would have happened is he would have come here and started the fight. We would have been able to hold out the 10 or so days it would have taken for these guys to get there. And then we would have smashed him. New cardinal. So yeah, we'll just get these guys here. Click in. And we can see we're having a massive effect on the terrain there. We don't want to do the exact opposite and send our guys over. Because again, this is hills over here in Lizika. Lizika is hills. We'd be crossing a big river. What we might try to do is we're going to besiege this place all the way down. We need to do that. We're going to do that. It's going to be fine. But then, see, we are losing quite a bit of money, but that's all right. That's why we have the Jews. Then we're going to send our guys down to Pleasant. And because it's only recently been conquered, we should be able to besiege it really fast. Kind of the same thing with Lidomarich, except not as big. Like, because he's got levies raised because he's still fighting the Greater Moravian King. And if we move to Lidomarich and they attack us, we still outnumber them. I'm not going to combine the two armies though, because I want to keep the mercs separate. So let's just win this siege, and then we'll end the episode there. And by that I mean we're going to have to wait another 48 days. 36 now. Assuming that we don't even get any events. But yeah, he's holding his army there. We can press a weak claim for Egeltrudis Chatenoy against King Louis III of Aquitaine for Armagnac, because it's held by Count Joffrey. There's an individual county down there. That's weird. I'm not too concerned about what's happening in the south of France. Anyway, the reason why he's parked all of his troops there is because, one, it's hills. It's quite defensive. Two, it's part of the duchy that we're trying to take. We need, if he doesn't move those guys, we may need to actually attack them. And that's not going to be good for us. But my greatest worry, which was that the King of Hungary would jump in, seems to have not eventuated. And that's good. Let's just take the damned castle. Come on. There we go. We've gotten some gold and some piety. We get piety because it's a holy war. We lost a few men. Just, you know, as it happens. That's fine. We'll get some of those back. And now we're besieging the city of Dona, which is going to fall really quickly. Fuck it. You know what? We're going to see how this goes for a little bit longer. I know. I said it was going to be the end of the episode, but I lied. So, yeah. Take that as you will. Now again, we could assault the holding. We don't want to do that. What's this? Valitum region. See, we're hostile to this guy's army because he's a vassal of a guy who we're at war with. He's actually just attacking the Great Moravian right now. But yeah, we could assault the holding, but we would lose men. And it's very important that we don't lose men. There we go, 15 gold, free piety. This is also, incidentally, a really good way of getting our piety up. And yeah, we'll wait out the Siege of the Temple of Misni as well. Jeez. How can I not? It's just... It's so quick at this stage. I'm not too sure how we'll go with the Barony of Oldenburg, but we'll see. And you'll also see we're getting a lot of war score from this stuff. He thinks things are going his way. That's an interesting assessment of the situations. Finally, my wife is pregnant. I have somehow, from my position at the battlefields of Nasani, impregnated my wife in Munchen. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a bastard child or an illegitimate offspring. The game doesn't care where your characters are located as long as they aren't located in jail for the purposes of impregnation. Some sort of proposition there which wasn't for me. Yep, so war score's jumping up nicely. Alright, we're going to wait until we take this entire county and then we'll come back next episode. I swear that's what we'll do. And it's not going to be enough to push for peace. He would take a white peace, but we're not interested in that because that would technically be losing. King Haralda Fairhair accepted. Okay, so this guy has joined in the war. He's Norse. That's rather interesting. The High Chief married one of his sons off in order to get an alliance to call a war. What does this guy own? Ostenden. I don't think that he's going to come down. If I were him, I just would have accepted the war for the point of, you know, not losing the alliance and not pissing people off, and then just not done anything about it. Because there's no penalty associated with joining in and then not doing anything. He may be shipping troops down, which would be annoying, though. Princess Winfrieda of Bavaria, my half-sister, is now of legal age. She is an elusive shadow. She is also a lustful homosexual who is... Okay, so she's a thief to begin with. She is lustful, brave, gregarious, charitable, humble, homosexual, of course, and an elusive shadow. So she still has a net positive fertility. Homosexual only gives you a -15, whereas lustful gives you +20. And she has claims on the stuff, of course. Let's try and marry her off to someone. Someone about her age. So we're looking for 16. I've ordered these by age. So we're just going to go down to the earliest possible. There we go. And I want somebody who is not wounded or anything like that. Somebody with positive fertility traits who is not like some sort of heir of something. So this guy might be alright. He's the brother of the Duke of Silesia. He doesn't have a lot of positive stuff, but he has Midas touched, and that's what we're looking for. Can we marry matrilineally? We can. Great. Send it off. Okay. One thing to check is the King of Ostland involved in any other wars? He is. He is trying to subdue King Bagsec the Old of Jylland in the subjugation of Denmark. So he's already fighting down here. Fighting with this guy's army. So he may not get involved at all in our war. That's good. Let's just... Okay, there we go. So, Marcin of Slezny has arrived in our court because it was a matrilineal marriage. He also has a strong claim on the Duchy of Cilicia, which means that it can be pressed at any time. So, technically, we could find the Duchy of Cilicia and say, hey, buddy, you know what? This has actually unintentionally worked out really well for us. How is... Okay, this is Cilicia here. This little area above Great Moravia. However, the Duke of Cilicia, who holds the county of Upper Cilicia, which is this one right here, it's the only county in Cilicia that he holds. He is a vassal of King Aldrich of Great Moravia. So, if we so wished, we can't actually check this now because we have army levies raised, we could press that guy, who we just married off to our sister, half-sister, we could press his claim on Cilicia and get it. That wouldn't actually make it part of our realm yet. The point is, let's just find out, where is she? Princess Winfrieda Marcin. A strong claim can and will be inherited by your successor. So, if these two have a child, which they really should, despite her being a lesbian, she's lustful enough that she will have a child with him, and he's got a massive plus fertility because he's got Midas touched. And we may be able to get this duchy, and if we win this holy war, it will be connected after we declare war on the King of Poland to get it, like the rest of it. Unless the King of Poland is already, you know, kicking his shit in. Yeah, it looks like he's already kicking his shit in, but, you know, we still have that claim. That's still a thing. Guy still has a claim. That's what's important. Doesn't matter who holds the title. Come on, Siege. I'm pretty sure we're going to be going for over an hour for this one. Excellent. 50 tech points in a random technology group. Marshall. Boom! Oh, called it again. Oh, I'm on some sort of record for this. That's exceptional, because it's put us 11 points away from getting another rank in military organization, which should give us another retinue unit. So another 500 dudes just to have chilling out. The more of those guys we can get, the better, because we can use them to supplement our own levies, reducing the amount that we have to pay, or we can use it to supplement our vassal levies, reducing this opinion problem. Come on, I just have to keep on flicking my eyes up to the top right to make sure that I don't have the game paused. You can tell that because this little icon here will change. So, yeah. I have a big problem with that in Europa Universalis, though that also flashes up a big message here saying you have paused the game. So I really don't know how I keep missing it. I think I've been pretty good on that for this playthrough. Come on, just 4 more things. That's all I'm asking. We're gonna have to attack that damned army. It's not great. It's not great. But I think first we're going to be hitting these 2 provinces. It would just make sense, I feel. Anyway, come on, get the ticks over. That's all I want. I just want this thing to deteriorate to the point where we take the castle of Altenburg, and that's where we'll end the episode. We'll do our maneuvering to the other counties next time. Come on, 2 more things. Just 24 days. Besieging a castle always takes a long time, even if you dramatically outnumber it. Just because it's a castle. The church preaches celibacy, and my friends try to lure me into hedonism by showing me the pleasures of life. I can't really decide if I want to enjoy life or wait for heaven. Two options. I can try some pleasures, plus 0.05 prestige a month, plus 20% fertility. I hope celibacy doesn't bore me, which is kind of the opposite. More piety, less fertility. We're still trying to get a child. She might be pregnant, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be a son. So we increase our fertility. Come on. We're almost there, little guys. Just a little bit more. I really wish we could raise these guys up. Another 200 guys would actually be kind of useful. Particularly considering how close... I guess we're not really close. We're 1,300 men different. There we go. 6.6 gold, 1.3 piety. Wonderful. And the war score shot up to 30%. Yeah, he still thinks things are going his way. Are you high? Whatever. Okay, so we'll call that there. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them. I'd be happy to take them for you. And yeah, I've been Sub. You've been yourselves. Later.